I don't know what the shot was.
Whiskey. It was the worst whiskey you've ever had.
So he had.
Hey, we got a newbie. Give me some Jepson's, my lord.
No, I'm a big fan of well whiskey. Any whiskey.
What is it? It's the
1920, whatever.
The Windsor.
1942.
He probably had like a shot of Windsor.
It might have been Windsor.
Windsor, some shitty ass whiskey. So this dude at this point is a double rum and coke, whatever's in the brothers pitcher. I don't know, like 3 shots probably, and then a Windsor shot. So this dude's 5 shots deep as early.
Basically, this kid could smell a beer and catch a buzz.
Yeah, not a buzz. This dude could smell a beer and black out. We're talking about
trying to give him a little credit.
So I give him the drink because I wanted him to try. I think it was like some special. They have like a bomb pop. It's like a flavorful like mixed drink or whatever. Probably another shot and a half, something like that. So he is like, "Oh yeah, this is good" or whatever. We end up on the back patio. This is where it goes bad.
Yeah, hit me.
He finishes his drink and we go in and we're like, "Oh, what should we get or whatever?" I'm telling him like, try the Long Islands because Iggy's has those like cheap Long Islands or whatever. I'm telling him to try this mixed drink, try that mixed drink, whatever. Somebody, I don't know who it was. It was
Long
either you
Islands
or Gavin.
are so fucking strong. They're like 90% alcohol.
Ones, though.
What?
Oh, they're strong.
No,
not
Iggy's
like,
ones are strong. They don't taste strong. No,
they're like 90% alcohol.
But they don't taste strong.
They give you half a second of Coke and they're like, "Here you go."
And they're like, "See, it's a mixed drink."
It was either this dude or somebody
else. It was me. I don't even know what.
Full-blown Spencer and was like, "We're getting
1942.
Like we're."
I wanted 1940. You know what was awkward about this? Sorry to cut you off, but
no, I want you in on
the
this
girl was like, it's like $25 a shot, and I'm like, I got the money.
Why do you think they even say anything at this point? Because anyone that buys,
bitch, I'm giving your company money. Just shut up.
Like, why would they stock that if every time someone orders it, it's a stipulation where they have to go, you know how much it costs, right? It's like anyone ordering that shot is already going to know how much it costs.
Well, so what's awkward, though, is she's like, it's 25, it's like 50 for the 2. And I'm like, I got 50. Which I had 50. But, so.
You're like, thank God I have $50 in my bank account.
Oh, shit, I have 52.50? Perfect. No. But, so I had plenty, whatever. That's not the point. But she's like, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I got it. They go to run my card. Declined.
Oh.
I'm like,
they're like, I guess you don't have it.
I'm like, no, run it again. Declined.
Run that shit again.
I'm like, what? I opened my bank
try
app.
this. It's your Home Depot.
No, I opened the Wells Fargo app, and they're like, are you about to spend $50 at Iguana's bar and like whatever? And I'm like,
yes, I am.
But I had to ask. It was a whole thing. I had to be like, Gavin, I'll Venmo you $50. You pay for this right now.
Jesus.
Because I wanted
bank with.
I wanted Wells Fargo.
What's your routing number?
680-554-297-248.
It's like 5 digits.
Why'd you just read that to me like a John Gruden? 652.
Give me X, Y, Z slot on 2 ready. Break. All right. No, but so I'm doing that. We take that, and then you can take it from there.
I can't remember like.
Oh, I can tell it.
This is like the ultimate like.
All right.
Well, no, but like I can't remember like how the story pans out chronologically because I was also drinking a fair amount.
Well, okay, so after that, I think you got one more mixed drink.
No, there was more after that because you buy him that shot, and this is after he drinks the first drink I bought him. We're hanging out on the patio. I bought him another drink because I bought him a Long Island and the bomb pop thing. So then he drinks a Long Island after this shot. So a Long Island at Iggy's probably like 2 or 3 shots, probably.
Yeah.
So this dude at this point, we're talking early here, 130 pounds, generously.
Right.
13 shots deep, and it's been like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, generously. It hasn't been a long time. Yeah. We show
what
up.
What a trooper, though.
And then
he was all for it.
This is when Ben and I, because Ben and I are fucked up. Like Ben and I are drunk on the back patio, smoking cigs.
Like some hitting darts.
It's getting a little wild.
Like
and then
speaking of cigs, that sounds pretty good.
So since we're out there and we're going crazy, this is when the Luca trade happened. The night that the Luca and
oh yeah,
so we're all out there.
Let's stay on track.
We're talking sports. We're drinking. The beers are flowing. Everything's good. We're hanging out. The Windsor starts flowing.
Oh yeah.
So I go out and I'm like, because the Windsor shot's like $3. I'm like, let me get 5 of them, and I get me a Windsor shot. Ben takes a Windsor shot. I think my girlfriend took a Windsor shot. Gavin was
Shout
like,
out.
I'm not taking the Windsor shot.
Early keistered one.
Yeah.
He's fucking all for
Early
it.
crushed a Windsor shot after a little convincing. And we're all like, all right, cool, like some Windsor shots. And then
He's like, I can see my dead grandma standing behind you. And you're like, take a Windsor shot. And he's like, no, fuck it.
I'm pretty sure.
Meemaw?
I'm not trying to like juice the story at all, but I'm pretty sure there was one more shot that happens after that.
There
Like,
was
I think a bouncer took one with us too. I don't even know.
I don't remember exactly.
No,
what
there
happened.
was one more shot after.
But at this point, Eli, like early is probably 15, like at a low ball, 15 shots deep after an hour and a half to 2 hours tops. It's bad.
It's bad.
Like,
It
you
would
can
put
tell-
enough to put a fucking elephant on
'cause
full blast.
Let me also backtrack to Brothers. I'm like, dude, if you get too drunk, like, come crash on my couch. I'm DDing tonight. Like, you can come sleep with me. And he's
You
like,
said I'm DD.
yeah. This is like the beginning of the night.
Flash
I'm like,
forward. We're fucked up.
Yeah.
So sick.
I'm like, dude,
We
if
don't
you-
drink and drive,
If
by
it gets
the way.
too bad, you can get like you can DD. Like I can take you home. You can crash on my couch.
Right.
It's good. And then he's like, I don't think I'll need that, but I appreciate it. I'm like, all right, yeah, no problem. At this point at Iggy's, the last Windsor shot, he looks me dead in the eyes. He's like, I need to sleep on your couch. And I'm like, all right, that's fine.
You're like, I know.
Yeah. Oh, because I also told Ben, I was like, you can come with us and
Yeah.
sleep on my couch because Eli said he wouldn't need it or whatever.
You and Early
And
can
so,
cuddle.
like, the whole thing
I'm the
is like,
bottom.
the whole idea here is that like me, Ben, and my girlfriend are crashing at my place tonight. But then Eli looks
Weirdest foursome I've ever had.
he looks at me dead in the eyes. He's like, I'm sleeping on your couch tonight. I'm like, all right, that's fine. And I should have realized in that moment what that meant. But I was, the beers are flowing. I'm like chilling. I'm like, all right, that's fine, whatever.
Why is he so
That-
subliminal when he's drunk, dude? He's like, whatever, we'll get to it. But
At
Go
that
ahead.
point, I'm like, all right, that's fine, whatever. I go in to buy like another beer, another drink for my girlfriend. Like, we're chilling or whatever. And then when I come back out is when everything had gone to shit. Like, literally everything. So I'm going to let him take over here because I was in the bar when all this happened.
So Eli's like, I gotta puke. Early needed to puke.
We haven't
And-
said his last name. We're good.
Yeah.
We'll get his consent later.
yeah. So he's like,
Imagine he says, don't tell that story, and we have to bleep all of this.
psych.
Would fucking suck for
No.
me editing.
We're not gonna ask him. That's what's gonna happen.
Good point.
So, no, he's like, I gotta go to the, or like puke. Like, everybody knew he had to puke. So we're like, all right, like, go outside. Or like, he didn't say, actually, sorry. He just went to the trash inside and
Okay.
it was like about to puke. And we're like, no, you go outside.
You're like, we're going to get kicked out.
Right.
Even though we're going to leave in 5 minutes.
Well, either, yeah. But so, whatever, he like saves the puke, gets outside. At the back patio, there's a back door that leads to, like, an alley.
Okay.
Gets to that door at the back patio.
A super drunk person's best friend in
Right.
Alley.
And just pukes almost on the bouncer at the back patio's foot.
Oh my god!
He just pukes right, like, in front of him. And I'm like, no, go to the... Because, like, we're about
trying
to
to
go
coach
into an
him.
alley where there's a dumpster, like a corner. It's like, no, you get in the corner and you puke. You
Right.
don't puke on the fucking bouncer, you know? So we're like, I'm like trying to do this. So I get him into the alley, get him, like, he finishes. And he's like, I'm good. Just hauls ass
You're like,
back to that
clearly.
back door to get back into the bar. And the bouncer's like, dude, you're not coming back in here. And like, what do we do? Yeah, so I just, like, walk him out to the street. I'm like, we're just going to chill out. Everything's fine. Like, you're not in trouble. You didn't... Because I made a joke, and I was like, why'd you puke on the bouncer's foot? And he's like, I puked on the... Like, he felt so bad about it. I'm like, no, you didn't puke. I was just making a joke. And so whatever, Nolan comes out with his girlfriend.
So this is where my story picks up. Like, at this timeline, it's like, because we walk out. I think I had another drink for Eli at this point, and I like walk out, and I'm like, where the fuck did Ben and Eli go? I'm like so confused.
Yeah.
And then I look at Maddie. She's like, I think he was about to throw up. So I'm like, I peek around and I see the door, and I see the shit on the ground. I'm like, no way. So then I like sit the drinks. I like sit the drinks on the table. I look at Gavin and his friends, like, you guys can crush these. And then we like walk out the back door, and I'm like, did somebody throw up here? And he's like, yeah. He's got like the borax going down on it, like trying to like, get rid of it and all that
Cat
shit.
litter going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Shovel.
I'm like, did someone throw up here? He's like, yeah. like on my shoes, and I'm like, where did they go? And
you're like, what an asshole.
Yeah, I'm like, where did they go? And he's like, I think that way. And I was like, all right. So then we start tracking them down, and we find them like somewhere,
following the trail of puke through the alley.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Nah, I know.
But like we find them on the sidewalks, like somewhere, and I'm like, all right, everybody's staying at my place. Like nobody is driving home. I've had my fair share here, but I'm not drunk. Like I was maintaining myself pretty well. Like I'm ready to.
I think the mini fridge cut us out for a second. Keep going.
Yeah.
I'm not. Anyway, I'm gonna reiterate. I'm not drunk.
No, yeah, I know you're not.
I'm not drunk. I'm just drinking.
I'm not drunk. I'm drinking.
Because I think most of my wallet that night went to Eli and my girlfriend.
Right.
Like,
you had a couple.
I snuck in a Bush here and there, maybe a Miller, but I didn't have any mixers. Like,
but like for every beer, you had a water. Like you're fine.
Yeah.
No.
Perfect. You're being a responsible adult.
Anyways, we all meet up.
You're maybe blowing a 7.9.
We all meet up. I don't know if you've ever
0.7. Jesus.
Like we all like I'm like everybody's crashing in my place. Everybody. Like I'm not making anybody drive home tonight. It's been a while now. I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of my car. It's not clean.
Can't say I have.
There's a lot of shit in there. I keep a lot of shit in my car.
Okay.
Including all of my tools at the time.
Sure.
You've seen that Milwaukee toolbox.
I've seen them.
It's hefty. Yeah.
I've seen them.
It's big.
I have a front seat that I'm driving in. I've seen, like, I have a passenger seat my girlfriend's in. I've got a seat and maybe a quarter in the back.
Okay.
So we spend like. Also, hold on, backtrack, because when we were going up the elevator, we saw all of my girlfriend's friends. So Eli is like dying, but my girlfriend has to take this whole pit stop just to like talk
socialize.
to all of her friends
Shout
who
out,
are
broad.
also at Eli's point in the elevator. One of them just starts breaking out sobbing. Like,
Broad's gonna broad.
yeah. So we're all just standing there kind of like, we got to get this guy home. So then like.
Early's just turning a different shade of green.
Yeah. So we go and we take like 10 minutes cleaning out my car. Ben's just fucking hucking cans and trash and shit.
Get me in here.
Turning my toolbox sideways. And then in a lapse of judgment moment where we're just like everybody in the car, we're trying to get home.
Get in.
Eli gets in the middle.
Right. The
And
guy
Ben's
who's
on
been
the outside.
puking
Right.
not by a window.
Yeah, not a, yeah.
In my fairness, every car ride usually stick the little guy in the middle,
Right.
and the big guys.
It makes sense.
It's protection, really.
logistically,
Yeah.
but not circumstantially.
Right. Which became a problem.
Next step is the garage is a fucking spiral.
Sure.
So we get all the way down to the bottom of the garage after just fucking spinning down to the bottom. Eli's in the middle, throwing up. I can't get my card to work to pay for the parking ticket. So after like 10 minutes, my girlfriend's like, here, just let me pay for it. So I'm like, all right. And I shove her credit card in and it works and we get out of there. So Eli.
Ben gives you his card and he gets an alert from his bank going, are you trying to pay?
Eli, no, Ben was not paying for anything at this point because we had to get out of here. So I take a wrong turn and I end up on like P Street or like 2 streets up.
Sure.
I don't know my alphabet. M. I don't know. Whatever's the next street.
Right. W.
And I'm driving down and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, no. Because I was on O Street.
No, yeah.
But then I had to turn off because this is where you take over because I didn't know what was happening until someone was like, you got to stop.
Well, so Early is right in the middle. I'm at the window, and he's like, you mind if, like, I sit in the window? And I'm like, nah, Nolan's place is, like, 10 minutes away.
You're like,
not
no.
even 10 minutes away.
but I'm like, well,
you're like, I like the window seat, though.
well, I'm like, no, but I'm in, like, the car's we're already moving. Like, how are we going to switch seats, right? Like, without him stopping. It was like, no, we're just going to get to Nolan's house and just get there. All right? He's like, you sure I can't sit on the window seat? Instead of just being like, hey,
I need
Ben,
to throw up.
I'm going to puke. We got to do something about this. He was just like, no. You mind if I sit on the window? By the third time, I'm like, do you have to puke? And he's like, this is cheeks filled. It was like comedic timing. Like, it was legit.
No
like,
way.
I asked him, he like nodded his head. He was like,
he clutched up.
There was like a meter on his forehead that went full.
He was like, dude, I think Eli has to puke. And so I'm like, all right. And like on some random street, I like whip over and like pull into a handicap spot and turn around. And Eli's like fucking bulged up like a puffer fit. And I'm like, oh, dude, just like get out and throw up. And I turn around, hot on my back, on my neck.
Oh my God.
On my center console, on my screen. Maddie's like, oh, I think I got it on me.
Just douses everyone.
Just, yeah. And then Ben's like, oh.
Dude, because he saved it. And then, like, I think he had to throw up again. But, like, he already had a full cheeks.
Yeah,
he was all chipmunked out.
Vomit. He just, like, spit. It was like, and, like, spit some of it out at us.
It was just a stream.
Like he squirted.
Basically.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm going to come. And then he just... And then, yeah, so we're like, pull over, and then...
I have never seen Ben dismount a seat of any kind faster. That door was open, and he was...
like a firefighter getting ready. Gotta be in and out in 15 seconds. I was ready, dude.
You're like Prince Harry or whatever when he's doing that interview and then the alarm goes off and he whips around and starts sprinting to the chopper.
It's like, no, you gotta pull over right now. I'm pretty sure my door was like halfway open already. And I was like, get up.
You're like, where'd you get a fire axe? What the fuck? Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the rest of the night was just funny. Like, we get back to my house and I'm like, dude, Eli, you gotta lay down. And he's like, all right, yeah, fine. And then I'm like, are you good? And he's like, yeah. And then he like opens the door and he's like, do you have a pot? And I'm like, yeah. Like, don't throw. So I had like just bought this brand new, because I told you I cook or whatever. So I like bought this really nice like stock pot shit to like cook soups. I bring that to him, and he's then like,
do you have an Instapot?
It's bad. Dude, like in the morning, it's like all covered and shit like that. And like I had to give him a pair of my pants, and like it was a good night. And then also, that's the end of the Eli saga, because he blocks out my bed and whatever. But then like I guess I didn't really like.
You put the pill in the drink.
Don't ask any questions.
I didn't read the room very well, but I remember like the end of that night is like me and Ben still drinking beer.
Oh my God, we were like beyond.
Well, you hadn't gotten drunk yet. So
yeah, right.
Not yet.
Nobody was drunk.
Yeah, no, I needed a little more.
I was hammered, just drinking Coors Lights, just doing Trump impressions.
I asked my girlfriend, I was like, "Do you need more?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll have one more." So I like crack one for her, and then I'm like, fuck it. And then I crack one for me and him. And
you look down and there's 14 open drinks. You're like, well, I guess we better finish these.
And then like after I finished mine, I don't think I asked him. I just like grabbed 2 more and cracked 2 more Coors Lights. Because I woke up in the morning and there was like 2 half full ones. Yeah. And I was like, what?
It's like I woke up with like a beer helmet on and there was a tube in my mouth. It was a wild night.
I had to sleep on the floor that night because Eli just blacked out my bed. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to make my girlfriend sleep next to Eli. So, like, she can have the couch. But then, like, I'm not going to make Ben sleep on the floor. So then, like, I made Ben sleep in the bed next to Eli. And then I was like, well, I don't have anything else. So then I just grabbed a couple pillows and just fucking sleep right on my rug.
You know, like back in high school when you like stay the night at somebody's place and like you had to share a bed and you wake up and you're both facing each other.
Oh my God!
Like I was so fucked up from the night before. Like I kind of forgot I stayed at your place. And I had a moment of like, you know, when you wake up and you're like, where am I?
You're nose to nose with Eli,
and I look up and I'm just like. The worst. Oh wait, no, okay, we're good.
Dude, the worst part about that night,
your eyes both crack open at the same time, and you're just like, "Did we fuck?" And he's like, "I don't know."
My girlfriend would wake up and go like open at her work. She was out of there by like 7 a.m. So I was like, "I'm going back to sleep." And then I wake up because I told both of them I was like, "I'll drive you home in the morning." I wake up at like 7:30, and they're both like, "We have our Ubers already." Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Yeah.
I woke up and I'm like, I gotta go. I just gotta get out of here. I don't know. When I wake up hungover, I'm just like, just get me as far away from what just happened as possible.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Just take me back home.
It was a good night. I felt bad for Early a little bit because he kept he was like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I apologize. Like, I'm so sorry. No, I'm like, dude, it happens. Like,
there's a level of embarrassment that comes with
Yeah,
that.
but it's like really hard because like I've been there before. Like I was there on my 21st. Everybody's been like violently drunk. Everyone's done something stupid, done something. So it's like really hard to tell them like I'll laugh about this for like a week, but then I won't think about it again. Like it'll come up like now, like for a funny story or whatever.
Right.
But
and
I'm never gonna think about this again.
Just broadcast it to the world.
Right.
That's it.
We just needed to get it to our viewers, but
I don't know. I thought it was a great time. I had a great time.
That was awesome,
I hope Early had
sounds
a
like a great time. Sounds like a great story.
I don't
Early,
think he paid for a drink the second me, Ben, and
so
Gavin
it was all
showed
worth
up. Like,
it.
it was a good night.
He should be thanking you guys for letting him puke in your car. But
Yeah.
on that note, that sounds like it was a great time.
Sorry, Early.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there. Actually, I'm not. I'm glad I wasn't there because that sounds like a shit show. But I'm just kidding. But
what do we?
thank you guys all for watching and tuning in to this episode. Nolan, thanks for coming on for your first time. Hopefully you're back for some more.
Tier lists.
We got to get those tier lists going. I think that'll be a fun experience.
Yeah.
Of all my friends, I think you are like one of the more strong opinionated ones.
For
like,
sure.
Ben is like, I don't care. And Spencer's kind of just like, and then but then like, for example, before this episode I built an entire picnic table that took me like 5 hours, and the first thing Nolan said when I got there was, what you should have done was, and I go, I'm done.
Yeah, there's no more shoulda dones.
Whoa, hold on, wait a minute.
No. On that note,
If you want to give opinions, how
bad
about you show up to fucking make it and not show up at the end of it?
This is horrible context.
Actually,
horrible context.
is this not what happened?
But you didn't include what I said after that.
Here
What'd you
comes
say?
another
What'd you
hour.
say?
Look,
and then we're ending. And then we're
Look.
ending this.
I didn't say that you built it bad or that you could have built it better. What did I say, actually?
what are we talking about?
You go, you know what you should have done, and I go,
Well, I think the first thing I said was, you know what you should do, and then I talked about painting the top of it.
oh, okay, maybe that's what it was.
And then the only should have done was just shrinking the seat so that it didn't like sit out as much and tip the table, which I think is a fair. I don't think that I'm not saying that you built it bad. I'm just saying because you also agreed with me.
Thank you guys all for watching
Nice.
and tuning into another episode. Spotify and Apple Podcasts for Spotify and Apple Podcasts for audio only. YouTube, subscribe. Nolan has to pee. I have to pee. I'm sure Ben has to pee.
Yeah, I gotta charge this vape.
We're missing Darius's wife's thing.
Yep, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. The night is young, and I don't know. Thank you guys all for watching. Tune in next time.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed this extra long episode. You're welcome.
2.5 hour episode.
2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah.
We did it.
Content.
We did it.
What, are we at an hour yet? Like, where are
Are we at an hour yet? 2 hours, actually. See you guys next time.